Hey everyone, doing my follow-up to my previous video. My build is all complete. It's working really well, it's running really nice. And yeah, just wanted to kind of talk about what my final thoughts. So, I sort of have here, you can see, I've got my 3090 with the water block there. I got the water block from Optimus PC, and that's the piece that took so long. They had a bunch of trouble with it. As you can see, it's not really lit up. They go for more of a function over form. It still looks really nice, but it's just not. It's the only component that doesn't light up. So I was thinking maybe add like a light strip or LED strip under it to light above. I don't know how it would work. But it's something I'm going to look into later. But performance-wise, it works great. The whole back plate. I can't believe they did this. The whole back plate, the piece that goes on the back there. You can kind of see that's all, it's a big thermal pad. So the whole thermal pad covers the whole back, and then they have individual thermal pads, like really thin thermal pads with the whole surface like milled out. So it's like a perfect fit. I think they only have, they're going to do more, but right now they only do the EVGA 3090 FTW3, but they also do CPU blocks too. It took them forever, but the build quality was really good. So CPU, I've got the 10850. I know there's the 11 series coming out now, but I'm not going to be CPU limited. I always play at high settings anyway. So coming in the water block, going out, going to the radiator, and then back. Let me zoom this out a little bit. Oops. Into the radiator, out of the radiator, into the back. Now, this is one thing that I do want to mention, because I think it'll bother some people. You can't really hear it, but right here, where it's coming in, and you're getting the bubbles there, it makes a slight bubbling noise. Kind of like, I don't know, like a small water feature you'd have in like a doctor's office or something. Like, it's just a really soft bubbling. I tried to show my friend it over the phone. I don't think it's going to show up on the video, but anyway. So you have, it sucks in down here, and then you have the pressurized section here in the middle. For pump noise, can't really hear it. I have it on pretty low. Like, it has it's a potentiometer, so, it's infinite amount of settings, but I have it kind of set at what would be a little bit less than 50%. It's pretty quiet. It keeps everything really cool. Like, the highest temps I'm seeing is, like, spiking up to about 50 degrees Celsius when I get, start running everything at 100%, and then it kind of drops back down to mid 40s, which is kind of where I want it. And then my fans, I've got 6 of the Thermaltake quads. I would have gone with different fans if I could go back and do it again, but they're working good for me. They're completely silent. Again, with those same temperatures, these are running at about 500 to 600 RPM. And then they're just completely silent, which is perfect. The software's a mess, the cabling's a mess, but like performance-wise, they're doing really good for me. So I'm not gonna spend any money. They're not worth spending more money to swap them out or anything. And then I've got the 2 Lian Li cables. So I've got the new one they did, the 3x8 for the 3090s, 3080s. I got that, and then also the motherboard power. I also went way overboard with the power supply. So I've got a Corsair 1600 watt, which my system definitely does not need 1600 watts, but it means that even at full load on the 3090, the power supply fan stays off. So that's really cool. I really like that. Other things I'd like to talk about is the back there. So you can kind of see back here, really not enough room. Especially if you're using RGB fans, right? So each one of these RGB fans has its own cable. As you can see, it's pretty sizable there. And trying to jam 6 of them back here and 2 RGB controllers back there was a fucking mess. Like, my Lian Li controllers, I wasn't even able to fit. So I have my one Lian Li controller for my one card there. And then because of the way where I put the cords, I had to use a second controller, and then I have it just sitting down there on my desk. You can't really see it, but yeah, so I went for kind of a purple aesthetic for now. I might change it later. I have the back just set. I think this is called Aurora. But I like how it's like, it'll go yellow and then the bottom's yellow. I kind of like that. So I might change it later. I also have some like nanoleaf panels that I'm going to put up. And, you know, having all of those complement each other, it's going to be a whole big fucking thing. But all in all, case was exactly what I wanted. You know, I wish there was a bit more room in the back here, but I don't really think there's a way around that. For somebody else who's going to build it, I think it's Lian Li has some fans where they plug from one into the other, into the other, into the other. So then you'd only have one controller and one fan going in here. You know, I'd probably do that. In the back here, I have 2 solid states. I think I would have done a bigger NVMe. This board has 2 NVMe slots. So I think I would have done even bigger on my NVMe and only put 1 solid state back here. Or there's a solid state that can fit where I put my tubing. It won't fit. Gosh, I can't see it. Let me turn this off again. Okay, that's not much better. You can kind of see little panel right there. That's a mounting panel for a solid state. It wouldn't work with mine because of the tubing's in the way. But you could, you know, obviously you can bend the tubing different. I wanted the tubing bent down in a way so you can fully see the GPU, but you can fit a solid state down there. So you could really have no solid states in the back. They go in the back here behind this. So you can get away with that. But anyway, all in all, really liked it. Again, if anyone has any questions or is thinking about this case themselves, let me know. I'll answer whatever questions anyone has. Yeah, worked out really nice. I am really an amateur at bending this tubing. Like you can kind of see there. Yeah, it's catching the light. You can see the lump there. This bends not perfect, and then that one right there, which it's less noticeable because it's not lit up. Like when you're back looking at the case, it's like the least lit up area. But this bend here is completely fucked. But I ran out of tubing, and I plan on taking it apart like a year, 2 years from now to check the coloring, because I didn't use any biocide, but I used EKWB's coolant. So the manufacturer, the Optimus, they didn't recommend using a biocide, so I didn't use it. But you know, I don't want to have sneezed while I was building the computer and having a bunch of shit grown in there or whatever. So we'll see. If anyone's interested, I can make that 1-year follow-up video on taking it apart and seeing how it did, but that's not really unique. I want to make something unique to this case, right? Because this case is not a lot of videos about this case, because it didn't seem like they handed this case out to, you know, the tech YouTubers, so really not a lot of info on it. So anyway, again, let me know. I reply to all the comments on these videos because not that many people watch it, so if you have any questions or anything, let me know. Thanks, guys.